Let's go now live to the conference in Decaturville.
Judicial District Attorney General Hansel McAdams, also the Special Agent in charge of the Memphis Division of the FBI, Mr. Todd McCall, and then finally the Decatur County Sheriff Roy Wyatt. Director.
Good afternoon. I'm Mark Gwynn, Director of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. TBI spent several hundreds of manpower hours on this case along with local and federal authorities. There also have been hundreds of ground searches and search warrants conducted. Over $450,000 has been offered in reward money. Historically, this investigation has been one of the most exhaustive of time, resources, and finance. It is important, very important, that we keep the Bobo family and the entire county of Decatur in our thoughts and prayers as this investigation continues. TBI has remained very diligent in working this case, and recently I am relieved at the progression of evidence collected and information developed. With that being said, today at approximately 2 p.m., a special agent with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation presented to a specially impaneled Decatur County grand jury facts and evidence regarding the disappearance of Holly Bobo. After the presentment of this information, the Decatur County grand jury handed down indictment of especially aggravated kidnapping and first-degree felony murder on Zachary Rye Adams, date of birth June 7th, 1986. Zachary Adams is being held with no bond. As this investigation continues, we are still asking for the public's help and support to help us continue to seek out justice regarding the disappearance of Holly Bobo. At this time, I would like to recognize District Attorney General Hansel McAdams, who will give us details on the indictments and the process that his office will oversee going forward in this investigation.
Thank you, Director Gwynn. I want to state that Mr. Rye, 29-year-old resident of Decatur County, Mr. Zachary Rye Adams, has been indicted, 2-count indictment, especially aggravated kidnapping and first-degree murder in the perpetration of felony kidnapping. My office requested Circuit Judge Creed McGinley to reconvene the grand jury panel from the January term of the Decatur County Circuit Court. Today they returned the 2-count indictment. The judge has authorized that Mr. Adams be held without bond. His arraignment is set for Tuesday at 1 o'clock, March the 11th, before Circuit Judge Creed McGinley at the Decatur County Courthouse. A motion day and an appearance day will be announced at that time as to when he would next appear in court after the Tuesday court date. Mr. Adams will be questioned on arraignment day, that Tuesday date, as to his ability to hire an attorney. If he cannot afford one, Judge McGinley will take the appropriate steps at that time. This case will be evaluated by my office as a death penalty eligible case. The evaluation process will review the nature of the crime, the criminal history of the defendant, the aggravating factors set out by statute, and mitigating factors. This is done to protect the sentence if ordered during the constitutional and appellate review that these types of cases are subject to during the appellate review, both in the federal and state court system. On behalf of my office, the family, and the citizens of Decatur County, I want to tell the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Decatur County Sheriff's Office, and their leaders how much we appreciate the hard work and investigation that's been conducted here in Decatur County over the last 3 years. We look forward to their continued support as this case proceeds through the system, the criminal justice system here in Decatur County.
Mr. McAdams, do you anticipate any more indictments?
We At this time, I'm going to present to you Mr. Todd McCall, the Special Agent in charge of the Memphis Division of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
General McAdams, thank you very much. Director Gwynn, Sheriff, thank you all for being here. I just want to take a moment to say what a significant this event is. This obviously has weighed heavily on this community's mind and the family for a significant amount of time, almost 3 years now. And the gathering of the press that is here today is evidence of that. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is directly involved in these types of events from the beginning, in support and cooperation with all other law enforcement agencies. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and the Sheriff's Office have done a fantastic job in this investigation, and the FBI brings its full force and resources to these types of investigation and will continue to do so. Just because of the announcement today doesn't mean that we are finished. Law enforcement will continue its efforts. Thousands upon thousands of law enforcement man-hours have been dedicated to this investigation, and we are dedicated to ensuring that justice is done. Again, our thoughts go to Holly Bobo's family, and we ask that for the public to continue to support this investigation because it is not over at this point in time. Now I'd like to turn it over to the Sheriff for some additional comments. Sheriff.
Without a cooperative effort with all agencies, then this day would not have been possible. I'm thankful and appreciative for our volunteers in our county that has searched so hard, that has worked so hard, that has supported our department here. And without the help of the TBI, the FBI, and numerous other agencies that has been involved, then this day would not be possible. This is the first step that we have, is finding closure, maybe to this tragedy that has happened in our county. It's many, many people that we could thank, but for lack of time, I just want to thank each agency that is here and represented for their cooperative effort and long hours and hard work that each has put in. My department being small, it would not have been possible without the help and the equipment that these other agencies have, and I publicly want to thank each one of them. General McAdams, there for his help, his support in this. Thank you very much.
At this time, I will open the floor for brief, very brief questions and answers. Let me just go ahead and preface this by saying that we cannot speak on any specific details about the investigation. As many of these gentlemen have said earlier, this is still a very active and ongoing investigation. We still have a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of leads and information and evidence that need to be examined and developed. So with that being said, please, in an orderly fashion, let's go ahead and ask some questions about today's developments.
What changed in the last week that let you guys get to where we are today?
Well, this investigation has been ongoing for a long time, 3 years. A lot of leads have been run. A lot of evidence has been collected. In the last week, I guess you can say that we put a full court press on based on the information that we had gathered. And as one bit of information leads to the second bit of information, we decided to start conducting searches and interviews, which has brought us to today.
Do you know where Holly Bobo is?
I can't go into that.
For any human remains
I can't go into that.
Was there a confession?
I cannot go into
Do you
that.
expect any more indictments or arrests?
I cannot. This is an ongoing investigation. If evidence and facts lead to more indictments and arrests, that's what will happen.
What are the people, if any, would be connected to this?
I can't go.
So you can't say if you know where Holly Bobo is or if she's sitting at home?
No, I can't say.
On what grounds would the indictments made?
I'm sorry?
On what grounds would the indictments made? What's the reason?
The grounds for the especially aggravated kidnapping is based on the allegation that we believe we can prove that she was taken forcefully from her home without her consent. Based upon the evidence that we have before us, we also feel that she was killed in the perpetration of that kidnapping. Thus, we have her charged with felony murder. this information is being communicated to her family, and that's all I'll say at this time.
Do you feel like there are community members out there who are withholding information from the TBI and from investigators?
You get that.
Well, we feel that there's information out there. I don't know that withholding is the exact word to use, but we're confident that as the public understands that we're moving forward on this case, that they will come forward with that information that they have. And we understand that different times it takes different things to bring information forward. So we hope that this is one step in the right direction that will lead us to some additional information that people may have.
Where is Zach Adams being held? In what county?
He's currently being held at the Chester County Jail.
Is there any more searching that needs to be done? Are you going to continue searching Zach Adams' property?
I can't say at this time. As we conduct interviews, as we run leads, if they lead us to additional searches, they will be conducted.
Do you think this reward money provided was key into getting where we are today?
I think the hard work of everybody was key. I think the cooperation of every law enforcement agency that worked on this case was key. I can't say that the reward money was the biggest key. I think we all put all our resources together and brought us to today.
Where did the murder take place?
We can't go into that.
How does it feel to have an indictment?
Feels good. It feels good. Obviously, General McAdams felt confident that we had enough information that we could obtain an indictment, and we feel good about that. And we're good to hand it over to his competent office, and they will do a great job from here forward.
A little broader than that other question, multiple sites were being searched. Can you say which site led to the charges?
Absolutely not. We really can't go into the specific. You got to understand that this is too important. This is very, very important. It's taken us 3 years to get to this point. We can't mess it up now.
Do you think this is a serial case? Is there any connection to Heather Sullivan?
Can't go into that either, ma'am.
Director Gwen, have you spoke with the Bobos about this new information? And can you give us any idea, obviously, it's incredibly devastating for them?
I have not personally, but someone on my staff and someone with the FBI has spoken to them. Obviously, they're devastated. They've been devastated for 3 years. But hopefully this is the beginning of closure for the Bobo family, and they deserve that.
Can you say when she died?
No.
Director, was Zachary Adams' interview previous to this past week? Has he been someone that's been on your radar prior to this time?
Really can't answer that. We can't go into that.
What about that $1 million bond that was set? We all knew that was a little steep for aggravated assault. Was that because at that point in time he was already a suspect in this murder?
Well, I don't want to say he was a suspect. We gave evidence to the judge, and he felt that was the appropriate bond, and that's what was said.
Can you talk about their relationship at all? How they knew each other?
No, absolutely not.
When you say you gave evidence to the judge, evidence on the domestic abuse or evidence on this case?
What he was charged with.
All right, that'll be.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time and your efforts. Thank you.
And there you have it, a major development in the search for missing nursing student Holly Bobo. Murder charges have been filed against Zach Adams. According to the DA, the charges especially aggravated kidnapping and first-degree murder. Investigators say, or the DA does say, he will not rule out the death penalty in this case. Now, the TBI would not say if the body or remains of Holly Bobo have been recovered, but the DA did say he does believe evidence proves that she was killed in the perpetration of a felony. Zach Adams will make his next court appearance in Decatur County on March 11th. That's when he will be officially charged with these counts in which a special grand jury indicted him just within this last hour. Now, the TBI says this investigation, despite this indictment, is not over. And at this point, they will not rule out additional arrest. That concludes our special report for now. Keep it right here for WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News for the very latest on this developing story. We return you now to your regularly scheduled programming.